Tested. Hey guys, it's Will from Tested.
I'm Norm from Tested.
Norm, I have in my left hand the Sony Xperia Play.
I like how you had to think about that.
I was like left, right, and it makes the L. This is the Sony PlayStation phone. I don't think they're calling it that.
It's made by Sony Ericsson.
Yeah.
Announced earlier this year in February at the Super Bowl, and coming out next week in the U.S. It's already out in, in Europe.
We've been talking about this phone for a long time. I mean, the first rumors came out what last August or July, long time ago. There were a lot of different questions, but it's really a relatively straightforward Android phone. It just happens to have, instead of like a keyboard that slides out, it has PlayStation controls. So I don't know if we can get a shot of that, but you can see, full D-pad, full 4 buttons, the triangle, square, X, and circle. And then also it has these 2 guys in the middle. I don't know how well you can see those, but they are analog pads. So
that's what they're calling them, analog touch pads. It's not going to be like DualShock. They are touch, but you can see there's a little indentation in the middle, so you know.
Well, so you can tell where the center and the edges are, which is always the problem with touchscreen controls.
There you go.
So yeah, let's. I mean, basically, let's talk about what's in the phone, because that's where we always start these things. We're looking at a Qualcomm single-core gigahertz processor, right?
Single-core.
Cortex A8, I assume, or
with
Snapdragon
a
is what they call that.
GPU inside.
It's relatively thin for a slider, but it's pretty thick compared to like an iPhone or something like that. If you want to look at physical dimensions,
it's pretty thick. And we actually have another slider.
We have another slider here. So this is the Droid 2 Motorola. This is another side slide phone,
and I think it's actually thicker than the Droid 2. Even though they're both sliders. The sliding mechanism is actually pretty loose.
Yeah, this was the first thing you noticed when you picked up this phone.
When you pick up the phone, you slide out and it pops out.
And it's not loose in the sliding up down. It's more loose in the This phone feels very firm. There's no wobble when you when you grab it here or here. This phone, the top screen seems to wobble a little bit.
A bit of a wobble.
I don't know if that. I mean, I've used phones before that have that kind of side slide and wobble, and it's never been a problem. I don't think it implies anything about the longevity of the phone, but it's something we'll definitely test out while we're reviewing the phone later this month.
Other specs, it has 512 megabytes of RAM and 512 megabytes of storage, only 400 of which are usable for apps.
But they're shipping a micro SD card or something in it, right?
So it does come with an 8 gigabyte micro SD card, and the back plate is removable, so you can get access to the battery. And if you move the back plate, you can actually get access to the micro SD slot immediately. Which is convenient.
So one of the things I thought was kind of neat about this is the back plate. There's actually a switch on this. So sometimes you have the problem where the micro SD card gets loose or wobbly or whatever in the phone. I had it with this phone. Had that problem with the Atrix. This actually has a little sensor on it. So when the back door is off, then it gives you a warning message and doesn't mount the micro SD card.
You can hear it click when you snap the back plate on. So just know it's right.
What's the camera like on this phone, Norm?
It's a 5-megapixel camera on the back, and I'm not sure.
Is it a backlit sensor, or is it I mean, have you tried taking pictures with it? We
it's
literally just got this yesterday afternoon, so we haven't had a lot of time with it yet.
One picture with it. The photo app is okay. I think when there's a little bit of movement, I was trying to take a picture of the crowd. I'm going to see if I can bring
Is it the normal Android one, or is it something different?
It's a little similar. It is running Android 2.3 Gingerbread, so this is actually one of the very few phones.
I mean, it's like this and the Nexus S and an LG phone or two, and nothing else is running Gingerbread. So this is kind of so it's not like you're making sacrifices on Android in order to get a gaming-capable phone, which is kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's not stock Android either.
It's kind of stock.
Kind of. So
it's the stock launcher. It seems like. I mean, I know they've done their own widgets and stuff, but it's not like Moto Blur or anything like that.
So we got a shot of
the
like trying to take a photo in the subway station. Anyone moving, even slowly, kind of blurry. Flash wasn't on, but still pics look.
You're not supposed to take pictures in the subway station, Norm.
Live on the edge. So it's on Verizon, so that's why it's not exactly Android, a stock Android. There are a bunch of Verizon
so it has
apps.
like VCast and all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can see it comes pre-installed with like Kindle, relatively normal stuff, no big surprises. It has the VCast store, which is also where you get the games that you can play with this that work with the D-pad and the analog controls, right?
Yeah, let's talk about the games.
Okay.
So
it comes with 6 games, right?
It comes with 6 games.
Are they full versions?
They are full versions.
Okay.
If you go back to the home screen or turn off the phone, if you slide the slider up so they get the D-pad, you immediately launch.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. It did it and then didn't.
Yeah, you get to the game launcher.
There we go.
And it comes with 6 games. I've actually downloaded a bunch more games. We'll do a
what are the 6 games it comes with? Do you remember?
It comes with Madden, Tetris, the Bruce Lee fighting game, Asphalt Racing, and Crash Bandicoot.
It takes you straight to the place where you can buy more games, which is kind of lame.
Well, there's two tabs on the bottom. This is actually not the PlayStation Suite. So while this
Wait,
is
hold on. So is Tetris not one of these games?
Tetris is one of the games.
It doesn't show up here, though.
Should be there.
I was going to go play Tetris, Norm. Okay,
Could be a thing
I'll go
with
to the main
launcher.
menu.
So while this is actually Sony Ericsson's, this is the first PlayStation certified phone.
Right.
For the PlayStation Suite, which is coming out later this year. That store that we just showed you isn't actually
It's
the
not ready
PlayStation
yet, right?
Suite. That's not ready. This is just the Sony Ericsson launcher. And to buy apps, actually you have to go through Verizon's VCAS app service to buy them. And actually, a little bit.
Hold on. So that means you use carrier-based billing.
Yeah,
You don't put your credit card number in or
credit
whatever.
card, it just goes onto your phone bill.
How do you feel about it? I mean, do you like carrier-based billing?
Sure. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the VCAS store and how slow it is, but not having to enter credit cards in is fine by me, or by Magic Points.
I'm playing
You're
Crash
playing
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot right now. This is actually it's included, and it's one of your PlayStation Legends games from PS1.
So that's what they're calling PS1 ports?
Yeah, and I think it's the full Crash Bandicoot experience on the phone. It's stretched out right now.
Oh my God, I got eaten.
And because the game was originally 4x3 on not
Can I
HD.
unstretch it?
Yep, you can. So if you go to the menu button, which there's 2 menu buttons.
Oh, there's one down here as well.
Yep.
That's kind of handy.
You can change this. So there are a bunch of options, and you can go.
I'm gonna go
to
normal. Oh yeah, 4x3. I remember this.
And it runs very well. How do these controls feel?
They feel pretty good. I mean, I never owned a PSP Go, but it reminds me a lot of the PSP Go's that I used over the years. So I mean, the big question I have, having not used this at all, and you can maybe tell me how you feel about it, is how the analog sticks control, because like I'm much more interested in the analog controls than the D-pad's great. I can see there being a lot of use for this in certain types of games, but having real analog controls that don't involve you touching your finger over the screen is pretty exciting to me.
Well, the analog controls don't actually work for every single game. Developers have to kind of map.
So they have to support it?
Touch controls to these buttons.
Okay.
And the analog controls. We will show a game later. I think there's like a space game that does use the analog controls pretty well. It's not too sensitive. That's all adjustable. But I mean, you have relatively, I'm gonna say like.
I have medium-sized to big hands.
Medium to big hands. And there are shoulder buttons in the back. And I already see that you're kind of moving your finger off the back to not accidentally hit these shoulder buttons. They're a little bit loose, I think, on the back.
See, I didn't notice that. What I've been feeling is that you kind of, it's like a tip of the thumb type control. But I mean, it's not uncomfortable, and definitely superior to putting your thumbs on the screen and blocking half the screen when you're playing games on the phone. Now, the big question I have is if people are going to want to trade, a slide-out real keyboard like this for this, or even want to deal with the extra thickness instead of getting a phone that doesn't have a big keyboard. But we're going to do a full review. It'll be up in the next week or two.
Yeah.
And
Let's show
see what's
some
going
of the other apps like web browsing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a single core processor. The Gingerbread experience
it's
is
a good
much
phone.
improved over Froyo.
Yeah.
So we
this
have,
is, oh, hey.
Oh, there. What a nice looking website.
Don't tell Dave. Okay, so browser seems pretty fast. This is a normal Gingerbread experience. If you go, I'll go to Google. It loads much faster than the Froyo browser, it seems like.
Google.com, probably the fastest loading site on the internet.
Yeah.
See something a little more heavy duty.
Okay, what do you want to see?
Let's go to Giant Bomb.
Have you been to Giant Bomb yet? Obviously not. There's no .com button on the phone.
So, I mean, without the physical keyboard, you're going to be using that virtual keyboard, but it's still.
The Gingerbread keyboard is the best Android keyboard out there, I think, at this point. The place it falls down is the text prediction stuff. Let's see. Does this have Flash installed already or no?
No.
No Flash. Okay, never mind then.
Scrolling, pinching.
Yeah. They fixed the zoom thing, so it zooms to the column now, which is nice. This is a very peppy, fast browsing experience. Unfortunately, this phone doesn't have HDMI out, as you're no doubt aware by now, because we're shooting over my shoulder. It's something that I think probably at the time this phone went into development, there weren't chipsets that supported HDMI mirroring for Android that were going to be ready in time, they thought. And then they were, it seems like this phone might have been delayed a couple of times along the way. Other stuff, it has all the normal Google stuff, Gmail, Maps, all that.
Yep. Everything is on there. I mean, the biggest question for me is going to be how these games affect battery life.
Oh, you haven't added an account yet.
So, no, I don't want to show all my email. So, over the next couple weeks, I'll be playing a lot of games. Mostly playing games on this phone. I mean, we've seen Gingerbread before, so our review isn't going to be focused on that. But seeing how the gaming experience is.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, this is a phone. This should be a phone first. And if it's not a great phone, then all the gaming stuff in the world doesn't really help you out a whole lot. So it seems like that's kind of the brunt of your attack on this.
So let's get some games.
Do you want to take a couple questions first?
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Corey, do we have any questions from the chat?
Yeah, a couple of people have asked if you could see yourself playing on that phone for like a couple of hours, like the comfort level.
I mean, literally, I don't know about the analog controls, but the D-pad and the buttons feel remarkably similar to the PSP Go. So, and I would play that for a couple of hours. I mean, it feels pretty comfortable. The big question for me is how quickly other app developers support this thing. Because if there's no games for it, if it's only the 50 games that are out right now, 6 months from now, then it's not as compelling as it kind of should be, I think.
I do like that you can also use the D-pad controls in the main Android interface.
Oh, in the menus? Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
So it's
Okay.
very
Yeah, do you want to
sidekick-like. I want to
Okay.
get to messages immediately. I don't
Danger.
have to use touchscreen.
danger? Any more questions, Corey?
Yeah, Zaf wants to know if you think Sony is sabotaging the experience or self-sabotaging with the pricing and selection of the games, especially when compared to iPhone games.
Yeah, that's a good question. What's the pricing on the games like?
The pricing ranged from like $299 to $699. The download experience actually on this phone varied wildly. So, for example, this morning I
Okay.
downloaded a ton of games.
What do you mean by download experience? You mean the speed, the
speed and the
ease of
installation.
purchasing?
Ease of purchasing was pretty consistent, but like the speed and the installation process. So, for example,
install something?
Yeah, we'll install
Okay.
something new. I'll go to the More Games.
I like Wave
library.
Blaster.
I think I already have that installed. So I'm trying to find something I don't have installed. So if I click here, actually launches VCast apps.
Okay. We tried this yesterday and it was down.
Yeah.
So like I went to download Galaxy on Fire or something like that and it just didn't
Yeah,
work.
it's just error messages all over the place. And
Yeah.
it's not too fast. Like this game's $299. Game prices, I didn't see anything that was like 99 cents. It was pretty much $199, $299.
This is
all
hooked
the
up
way
to your credit card, right,
$5.99.
Chen?
Yeah, exactly. Or my account. This installation was relatively fast.
I think actually we should be clear. This is a review model, so these are
Yeah.
Sony is eating the bill on all the games.
I don't know if you guys can see on the screen. So I think we have it at max brightness right now. When we were actually driving back from our meeting, picking up this phone, one thing I noticed in the car, the glare was pretty bad on the phone. It was really hard to see the screen.
What kind of screen is it? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure. I think it's a TFT
Just
screen.
TFT. It's
Yeah.
not OLED or anything like that.
No,
'cause
no,
this is
no.
a Sony phone.
So even with max brightness on, it was kind of tough to see the screen playing a game.
The colors look nice. I mean, it's not washed out. It gets a little bit blurry off axis, but it's not bad. It's definitely not the worst phone screen I've seen. It's not like the kind of Windows Phone 7 phones that came out last year.
Sony Ericsson says there are about 50 games right now available.
Yes.
I didn't see 50 games in that launcher, so I think they're probably
It may be
in
by
the
launch.
VCast.
Oh, okay.
But that's weird because you can browse games in the VCast app, and you can also browse it in the
It shows up in the normal app menu as well.
app menu,
yeah.
but not all 50
That's
games.
kind of a good thing, though. I don't like on Windows Phone 7. I don't like that you have to go into the Xbox Live menu to launch any game, and I think that's one of the things that they're going to fix about the platform. I'll be honest. My first thought when I looked at this thing was, I want to download SNESoid and play Link to the Past on this, which I have bought multiple times on multiple platforms. But I mean, I think that the emulation crowd is going to be super into this phone.
I mean, the phone's been out in Europe for a while now, and it's already been rooted. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to do things that you want on this phone.
Well, the other thing that we were talking about Sony about, because Sony has kind of a bad reputation on Android, or Sony Ericsson rather. I think that's
With their
Turbo
previous
Boost.
Xperia phones. So they are part of the new plan that Google announced last week to provide updates to the phone through 18 months.
Yeah.
That is their planned life cycle for a phone.
So the people who bought Xperia phones or Sony Ericsson Android phones last year and are stuck on 1.6 still, sorry about that. It's kind of what they were saying.
So
when we
this
talked about it
phone most
yesterday.
likely will get the ice cream sandwich update
Yeah.
when that comes out. They obviously haven't said how timely that's going to be, and it is still hardware dependent.
Right. But I mean, basically what we were told when we were talking to the Sony Ericsson guys yesterday is that they are in the business of making high-end smartphones, and they understand that the people who buy those phones don't want to get orphaned on old versions of Android, which is the right attitude to have.
A game like this, where it's a racing game, I think you can definitely see there's a little bit of a frame rate drop, but it's still smooth. I would say not like 60 FPS. I'm going to say closer to like 25 and 30.
I found a shortcut and a jump.
Which I don't think that might not
hit some
translate
palm
well
trees.
Over the camera to the screen. But I mean, looking at the
It
phone
looks
right now,
good. I mean,
it looks good, and it's not stuttering.
It's
at
not
all.
60 frames a second, but it's in the 30 range, and there's no big hitches, which is the thing that always I find more jarring than anything else. Am I out of gas?
Let's see
or
what happens if
something?
I call you.
Do you know the phone number?
I do know the phone number.
Ooh, interesting.
But I don't want to show my phone number.
Well, I'll
is the
just.
thing.
Okay, so cut away to me.
All right.
Hi.
So you're Will's playing the game
I'm playing
right
a game
now.
right now.
I'm going to
gonna hold it up
call
here.
the phone
I'm crashing a lot, actually.
and see what happens, and then we'll see if it kicks you out or if it saves your state.
I think that's a great idea, Norm.
I'm dialing. Nope.
Yeah, don't.
Nope.
We'll put this phone number out on the internet later, so you guys can just call us and talk if you want.
Here's a clue. It's a Georgia phone number.
Wow, that's weird. Usually it's New York or
Still
LA.
dialing.
Okay, well, we are in a cell phone dead
Yeah.
zone in the bottom. Oh, wait.
Oh.
There's a call.
Incoming call, and it just
Hey,
popped.
this is the Sony Ericsson Xperia Play. I'm Will. How may I help you?
Hi, Will. This is Norm.
Oh, hey, Norm. What's going on, man?
My reception sounds really well. I didn't know we get Verizon down here.
Yeah, Verizon's everywhere. It's kind of the opposite of AT&T.
Oh, man. I'm on the microcell.
Oh, but yeah, I thought you sounded tinny and kind of sporadic, jumping in and out.
How's the sound quality on that phone?
It sounds pretty good, but it's hard to tell because I hear you in my other ear because we're standing right next to each other. I'm hanging up now.
Bye.
Okay, and am I back in the game? It looks like I'm going straight back. Maybe cut back over. I see a Game Loft logo. It's doing
Save
something
your
or
state,
about to crash.
Or going to the menus.
Something's happening. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
I approve.
And let's look at
The sensitivity on these analog sticks,
It's a little low, right?
I'm going to crank it up some. Oh, it is all the way cranked up.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So you really
I'm
have to
pressing-
drag your thumb across it.
Yeah, this is unplayable in the current state because you would get your ass kicked if you're
Slow
turning
shooter.
at this rate.
But also the D-pad works. So compared to the D-pad.
Oh, the D-pad works too? Oh, hello. Oh, that's fast. I like that. Where's my machine gun button?
You have no up there. Nope.
I don't have a
Camera.
weapon yet?
Not yet.
Oh, man. I got real problems when I go out and fight these space pirates. The thing that's confusing about this to me is when I should be using the D-pad and when I should be using the touchscreen.
Or the accelerometer.
Yeah.
Or the analog. You kind of have to figure it out.
Okay, so I'm
as you
using
go along.
analog here, and this is actually working reasonably well. I mean,
Except-
until I got
yeah.
clobbered. 18 yards, that's not bad.
For a child.
I'm gonna run right up the middle because I'm from the SEC, man. That's what we do down there. You know what we do? If you don't know what play to call, you know what to do, right? Oh, go away. I don't run right up the middle. Go away. I've played Madden before. Okay, here we go. First and 10, 2:49 in the quarter. Oh yeah. And that's why we do that. It works every time. This looks just like Madden, but kind of not as good.
Yeah, if you don't want frame rates and stuff, it looks like it's the full experience.
It looks like I have to use touchscreen to choose plays.
You can't use the D-pad to move left and right?
Maybe. It didn't seem to do a whole lot. This game looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
it's
frame
like
rate,
high
good
kick, low kick.
animations. Also bundled with the phone.
Oh, okay. So they didn't kind of, I mean, it seems like they're giving a fair amount of value. I mean, these games don't look even PSP good, though, just to be clear. I'm getting my ass kicked
And you
here,
can
Norm.
pack quite a bit of games on like just the included 8 gig memory card. I mean,
Yeah.
they range from like 10 megs to 25 megs, at most 130, 150 megs.
Well, that could have gone better. I mean, the thing about this game, these games is they're not core games. You know, this isn't a DS competitor or a PSP competitor. This is a phone that gives you a better way to play more traditional games. I think. I mean, I think they may try to advertise it in a different way, but I'm not feeling it as a DS. It's not going to replace my DS.
And if you go back to the PlayStation certification and the PlayStation Suite, this is actually the first and only phone right now certified for that. So you really, I mean, there are existing games now. I hope the library is going to be better once Sony actually launches PlayStation Suite. And the interface is going to be different. It's going to be more like the XMB stuff on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, a little more polished and probably, hopefully, a better purchasing experience. Maybe, I don't know if I want to say this, but maybe it should be tied into PSN.
So we'll see later this summer, and we'll have a review in about 2 weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So for Tested, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys next time.
Bye.
Spirit Play.